Introduction to the Romantic Era. The Romantic Era, which took place from the late 18th to the mid-19th century, was a cultural movement that emphasized emotion and a deep appreciation for nature. Romanticism arose as a reaction against Industrial Revolution and the Enlightenment's focus on reason and logic. Artists, poets, musicians, and writers of this era sought to express intense personal feelings and connect with the sublime aspects of the human experience. Emphasis on national identity. One of the key features of Romanticism was its focus on national identity. Romantics celebrated the unique qualities of their homeland, including its folklore and traditions. The celebration of national identity laid the cultural foundations for modern nationalism. The focus on what made their nations distinct led to the development of national identity in the people as well. Folklore and myths. Romantic artists and writers often turned to folklore and mythology to express national identity. They collected and published folk tales and legends that had been passed down through generations. For example, the Brothers Grimm compiled German fairy tales, while Sir Walter Scott wrote about Scottish history and legends. These works not only preserved cultural heritage, but also highlighted the uniqueness of each nation's history and traditions. Literature and poetry. Romantic literature and poetry played a significant role in shaping national consciousness. Poets like William Wordsworth in England and Johann Wolfgang von Goethe in Germany used their work to evoke a sense of belonging and pride in their country. Through their descriptions of landscapes and historical events, they connected their readers to the spirit of their nation. Music and art. Music and art were also powerful tools for expressing national identity during the Romantic era. Composers like Frederick Chopin in Poland and Bedřich Smetana in Bohemia, now the Czech Republic, incorporated folk melodies and rhythms into their compositions, creating music that resonated with their national identity. Artists also painted scenes that celebrated their country's natural beauty and historical achievements, which further reinforced national pride. Language revival. The Romantic era saw a revival of interest in native languages. Many Romantics believed that language was a key component of national identity. Efforts were made to preserve and promote regional languages that were at risk of being overshadowed by dominant languages. For instance, the revival of the Welsh and Gaelic languages in the British Isles was driven by a desire to maintain cultural heritage and national identity. National symbols and monuments. Romanticism also inspired the creation and celebration of national symbols and monuments. Flags, anthems, cultural festivals, and national holidays became important ways to express and reinforce national identity. Monuments commemorating historical events or figures were erected to remind people of their shared past and the values that defined their nation. Impact on nationalist movements. The cultural roots laid by Romanticism had a significant impact on nationalist movement across Europe. Romantic nationalism emphasized the importance of a shared heritage and common identity, which became powerful motivators for political action. Movements seeking independence or unification, such as the Italian Risorgimento and the Greek War of Independence, drew heavily on Romantic ideas to inspire and mobilize support. Challenges and controversies. While the Romantic era contributed greatly to the cultural roots of nationalism, it also presented challenges and controversies. The focus on national identity sometimes led to exclusionary or xenophobic attitudes toward those who were perceived as outsiders. This darker side of nationalism, where pride in one's own culture turned into disdain for others, has had lasting consequences that continue to be relevant today. The Romantic era was a significant period in the development of nationalism. Romantics laid the cultural foundation for the nationalist movements that would shape the modern world.